guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I'm Mike.
I'm Jay.
And this is a Patreon Special.
Ah, yes, it's for you, only you.
Only you, Austin Ochoa? Ochoa? I'm not sure how we say
Austin Ochoa, do you have a lawnmower?
that. Awesome fucking dude. Long-time subscriber, long-time Patreon. Very much appreciate you, Austin. You're an awesome dude. And also, I forgot about this, by the way. Real quick beer taste test, but don't worry. I think that this is a beer you're gonna fucking love.
I hope so.
This beer, Michelob Golden Light.
Ah.
You can only get it in the Midwest, Wisconsin, and those areas. It's just a light beer.
How'd you get it?
Katie's parents just visited
Oh.
Wisconsin. We have family that live in Wisconsin, so when we go there, it's all we drink. It's cheap. It's delicious. It'll get you fucking going. You can't order it here. We looked and searched long and hard for it. You can't order it here. Dude, it's Michelob Ultra without like the watery taste.
Oh.
It's fucking perfect. It's
like
the
that.
perfect light beer. May you have...
It smells normal.
See? Do you see?
Perfection.
Do you see?
I feel like that meme with Michael Fassbender. It was like, I said perfection.
Das Bestes.
That's good as fuck.
Fucking amazing, dude. It's amazing shit.
Yeah, I saw that earlier when you were drinking, and I'm like, when the fuck did they come out with that?
I don't think you're allowed to ship alcohol to Kentucky,
Yeah.
but if anybody wants to send us some,
Well, no,
I'll suck your dick.
Maybe not like a 12-pack, but I mean a 6-pack probably. I don't know. I don't know the weight.
Well, like a case.
ATF, how they work.
24.
Yeah. Fuck it, we'll go to jail together.
Anyways, Austin's request was a fucking awesome one. How to Be a Serial Killer. I think it's 2008, maybe?
Yeah, basically this movie is about how much cereal can you eat. Like from the grocery store. It's not the
How to Crush Oreo
cereal.
Cheerio. Fuck, I don't know. So it's this guy, dude. It's very much. If you guys have seen Leslie Vernon, The Rise of
100%.
Leslie Vernon,
That's all.
it's like that, but like straight up serial killers. The main guy he's a serial killer, but he's handsome, he's charismatic, he's a riot to hang out with, and it's kind of weird how they do it. Like, he walks out on a stage like a magician. He's like, step 1 to being a serial killer, like you ordered like a kit online. But he befriends this dude who works in a video store, and he teaches him all about how to be a serial killer. But it's all this like tongue-in-cheek, jokey version of being a serial killer. Like they portray him as a good guy, but as it goes on, you find out he's a piece of shit. I had a fucking blast watching this.
I had a good time, but the main guy, the serial killer in this, anyway, he looks like a combination of Paul Rudd and Edward Norton with only half the acting talent. But a good-looking guy for sure. And the other dude looks like the dude from Road Trip.
Oh, dude, I was thinking Clerks 2. My precious.
Yes, he
That
looks
guy.
like what's the hell is the guy's name from Road Trip? The little skinny dude.
Breck Eisner?
No,
Tom Green?
No, the guy that fucks the big black girl. And he's like, "Did you kill a cheetah?" Qualls. DJ Qualls.
DJ Qualls, yeah.
He looks kind of like DJ Qualls with beard and a little bit better looking than DJ Qualls. But yeah, I feel like this movie, while I think it had a strong opening and I feel like I know what they were going for and I liked it overall decently enough, I just feel like there was no pizzazz to me. I don't know. Like, I was watching, I was like, I didn't hate it and I don't really love it. Like, I was like,
I think
because I feel like they were onto something. When I read because the description of the film is that a serial killer encounters somebody at a video store and then proceeds to tell them about how to become a serial killer, which is pretty much the premise of the story. I felt like what it would have been a really good option, and how I thought they were going to set it up was maybe because this dude's working late night at Blockbuster, almost like a Tales from the Crypt kind of story. This serial killer comes in and then he just starts recounting all of his tales of when he started out as a serial killer and how he became the best serial killer of all time. And it all takes place inside that store, and you just see these flashbacks of him doing that. Like, that's how I thought it was going to go, but it went the other way. But it also felt like I was watching a goddamn version of Perfect Strangers mixed with Seinfeld.
I get that. So, and here's the thing. Like, I think this movie has moments of greatness, and I loved, like, there's certain parts of it I love. I cracked up at. I love the main guy. I love the guy who works at the video store. Again, he's standing there, and he's literally dressed like the guy, like, One Ring to Rule Them All from Clerks 2. It could be the same actor. I mean, it may actually be.
No, it's not the same dude.
Well, maybe not, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I found out it was, but he's so timid, and like he works in the video store, and this guy comes up and he's a huge asshole. He's like, my girlfriend wants to rent Along Came Polly. This fucking retard can't find it. And then the serial killer guy, who's again super charismatic type dude, walks up. He's like, what would you do to that guy if you do anything to him? He's like, I I'd get a sledgehammer and I'd hit him in the head with it.
He's like, wow, that's really creative. But seriously, what would you do? Like, this is the kind of guy that's really smooth talking and very charismatic and good looking enough that he would say he's going to have sex with your wife and you're going to be like, what time? Like, he's a great talker. And I do like the relationship between the two, the pupil and the teacher in this particular film, because that's really what it's all centered around, was the fact that this guy, the serial killer, is trying to take this guy under his wing in hopes to maybe make him the next great serial killer. And then the flashes to the like the Tony Robbins kind of like self-help tapes that is going throughout the film is pretty cool. But again, it's like, I just feel like it doesn't, like, I don't know, it almost felt like the movie, it didn't go in the route that I feel like it should have gone. Like, there's two different ways you could have done this. You could have made it a straight black comedy, which they almost did, but then they wanted to kind of make that middle line. But you could have also made it a fucking horror movie, really. You really could have got disturbing with it. Much like The House That Jack Built, and got crazy. Like, you started out like really, make the audience very like comfortable, and this, guess what? I just put a buzzer in your butt. And you're like, what? Like, I feel like they could have gone either way with that, but they chose to, ride the middle train. And again, literally, when I say Seinfeld mixed with Perfect Strangers, especially with that music, it felt like a sitcom. It almost felt like a sitcom.
The guy was kind of Ross from Friends-ish.
Yeah.
The way he acted to stuff. And like, so, and here's what I think. I actually enjoyed the movie a whole lot. I'm actually going to give it a 7 out of 10 overall. Like, a very positive score for the movie. I enjoyed it. I'll watch it again at some point, I feel like. Because I feel like, the video store stuff I loved. I love that they're in the middle of the video store. I really liked the guy who worked in the video store. I liked the main guy. But there was just moments of cringe in it that like took away from it. Yeah. Whereas like, for one, the number one problem with the entire movie is that, and I don't know why mid-90s movies or early 2000s movies or even mid-2000s movies, like I said, I think this was 2008. I think I have that date wrong, by the way. But anyways, movies back then, they would like, especially directed to DVD or like low budget movies, they would always have this fucking porn soundtrack. And when you watch
I thought the same thing too.
The entire time it's like,
yeah, I thought
that's probably where we got Seinfeld from.
Maybe, yeah, that, or I thought Shannon Tweed was going to appear behind a curtain and just have her tits out. Like, boys, did you guys need help? But yeah, I felt the same way. I'm not going to give it that high of a score. I'm going to give it like maybe a 6.0. I flirted with a 5.5. I don't think it's a terrible movie, but I don't think it's great either. I think it's an easy movie to watch. I mean, you're going to be fascinated by the film anyway, and the title itself draws you in, like How to Be a Serial Killer, and especially how they present it with this, like I said, the Tony Robbins self-help tape, and then you go from there, and it's very nostalgic, especially with the video store and that whole thing. But ultimately, I just feel like it was kind of a letdown as far as like where it went and what happened at the end. The ending was depressing as fuck. And like, I was like, God damn.
Well, it's like, it's a movie that like, it's a prime candidate to be fucking remade. I think if you remade a movie like this, because you had the two main actors were great, they were perfect for their roles. I thought some of the writing was great because like as he's teaching him how to kill people, he's like, here's how you pick your victim, here's how you find it, here's how you. But he's also doing this self-help thing where he's like, you need to have confidence, and like, but eventually he starts to go evil on him. Like they're best friends, and he's hanging out with him every single night. And he seems like this great guy, but all of a sudden he'll turn back. Did you just fucking doubt me? Did you just fucking, and like it's very uncomfortable, and you get that like bully like high school feeling to it.
Yeah.
But like the problem is, as entertaining as it is, and I love the storyline, I love what they did, some of the actors that would come, like there's a standoff towards the end of the movie with the cops, and the cops, the actors are so fucking awful that are playing the cops. It's like, Mike, get out here! You got fucking, like, it was just so bad.
Yeah, I feel like they went to a local park and recruited some people to act like cops real quick.
Because I mean, I guess that's what low budget looked like then. That and the music and like certain story points that they would take, like you really didn't like. But like there's a girlfriend that he has that he's in love with. Like you actually care a little. You start to care a little bit about the character. And what they do is really cool. Like every 20 minutes they'll interject, and they have this therapist talking about serial killers. And there's the moment where someone's on death row and he's having his last meal. Like I'm actually hanging on to every word of that. Like the dialogue's really good. It's just like around the edges. Like I said, the music, some of the choices they make, some of the extra actors are so bad they really take you out of the film. It feels like a prime candidate for a movie. If they remade it with the right people, it could be an American Psycho type experience. It could be really fucking good. But I honestly, like, there's a lot of cringe moments in it, but I had so much fucking fun watching it. I was glad as hell to have watched it.
Or you could just watch American Psycho with Leslie Vernon.
Well, that's true.
I mean, this feels like the blueprint for both of those movies.
It's like the mix between.
Yeah, it was like the father that did his best and worked his hardest, but he just couldn't live up to what his sons expected of him. But the sons took over and did American Psycho and Leslie Vernon. But yes, I like I said, it's just one of those movies you throw on in the background. It's fun. It's not hard to watch, but there are cringy moments to it, and I don't know. I just don't think it's the, it's whatever.
It's back then in like that Blockbuster Hollywood Video time where you would go to Hollywood Video and like you'd see a movie with like, there's a movie called like it's I don't remember the name of it, but it's got Christian Slater on it. Back when Christian Slater was like on a nosedive in his career, it's got Christian Slater on it. He's balding and he's got like dynamite on his chest. Do you remember that cover? I watched that movie. There was a lot of movies that came out in the 2000s and 90s in that area that were like mean and kind of fucked up and dark. And like you could tell they didn't want to put them in theaters, so they didn't give them the budget that they needed. But they had interesting ideas and they were fun. But they just kind of had this edgy cringiness to them, or like the low budget feel. Low budget then in the mid 2000s does not feel like low budget now. Like they figured some shit out now. Back then, it seemed like they had to work with like the Wendy's chili of the meat. Like they had some really bad stuff they had to work with, but. Again, it's a movie that I would absolutely rewatch. I'm glad as shit to have seen it, and it was a great choice, Austin.
Yeah, I'm glad you recommended it to us, and next time don't ever recommend that shit again. Fuck. God damn, come up with something better. Jesus Christ. You fucking act like you know everything over there, acting like the magician of film. No, I was actually decent. Appreciated it. Because I might have seen the cover at one point and passed it over, but it was a decent little flick.
Yeah.
But overall, not my cup of tea, but not a terrible movie either. 6.0, I feel is strong. I think on IMDb it's got a 6.6, so it's not far off. Mike's gonna give it a little higher score, but yeah. You pick and choose. What you like.
What you do with the
So
tools.
we do appreciate it though, and again, honestly, the main guy, not really that amazing of an actor, but I'm actually surprised he never went on to do something bigger because I figured he would have done something huge.
Yeah, like the guy that played like Nathan Basil who played Leslie Vernon. You're like, fuck. Why the fuck wasn't that guy huge? Bruce Campbell. Why the fuck wasn't he huge?
Yeah.
This guy's like, I can see like he's rough around the edges, but he did have moments where you're like, oh shit. Like when he gets excited about what he's talking about, like he's really interesting to watch. I don't know.
It's like you look at like a really ugly guy, but he has a huge cock, and he could probably land a lot of ass, but he's really ugly, so he can't get it all in beds. But he's got
wrapped up in acting ability.
But God gifted him with a huge wiener, but he just doesn't have the looks to really complete it. I get it.
We fucking love you, Austin.
Yeah.
Great choice, dude. Can't wait to see what your next choice is, and we're gonna keep rolling down the road with these goddamn Patreon reviews. We're doing
Fun
a couple
times.
more tonight, so keep them coming, guys. We love what you guys do, and we really appreciate everything you guys do for the channel.
Thank you so much.
Check it out. If you want some weird nipple fucking nights, check out How to Be Serial Killer. Hey,
They're
suck it.
lactating right now.
Come on, suck it.
I don't want.
Just put a little
I don't
bit in your
want.
mouth.
Get
Are you
off.
sure? Okay.
I'm lactose intolerant.
Next time you buy Honda stuff.
Okay, I will.